Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia and today is day 2 of Bookmas. Because I'm a full-time student, I work a full-time job and I kind of just do this on the side, I thought it would be more realistic to film and post every other day. And since I haven't pre-recorded literally any videos, I just decided to do this. I'm going to be showing you what I read in November. Can you tell this was my book slump month? I mean, 5 is still a pretty good number, but just not even close to what I usually read. I'm gonna pull up my Goodreads. I'm gonna put it right here. So I started off the month with Alice Feeney. I really wanted to get into her writing, so I started off with Daisy Darker. And actually, I told my mom to buy these books, so she read them before me and she absolutely was obsessed with them. Daisy Darker's estranged from her family, and it's her grandmother's 80th birthday, so her family's all coming together and it's on an island, but basically a series of events happens in this house and I can't explain it because it will literally give away the entire story. But her grandmother is found dead, and that's basically how we start off, and we just follow the chain of events following the death of her grandmother. This book was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. Gave it 4 stars. Her writing is great, and I mean, I thought that everyone was joking because they could never guess the plot twist of her book, but I literally came up with so many different theories in my head and could never get one right. And there's like multiple plot twists too. We started off super strong, and I think this entire month was 4 stars for me. Moving on, I read another Alice Feeney book, and this one is Rock, Paper, Scissors. Pretty much you're following a couple named Mr. and Mrs. Wright, and basically she wins this trip to go to a weekend away in Scotland, and they stay at this like church thing. Things start to go missing, doors are unlocked, just some sketchy stuff has been going on in this house, and all we know is that one person is lying. And I mean, again, I had so many theories in my head, but I could never guess them right. Like, I had one straight from the beginning and I thought I was correct the whole way through. When I tell you I was so wrong, like, these were just amazing, and I wanted to end out kind of the spooky season with some good thrillers, and these two were perfect. I also rated this one 4 stars. Something is lacking for me personally. I don't know why I can't give it the 5 stars. Maybe it's just because it's like a thriller. I find it very hard to give them 5 stars. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm still doing really well with reading, so I move into The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, I bought this trilogy so long ago, like a couple months ago, because I was seeing so many things about it on Bookstagram and it was just super hyped up, so I wanted to finally get into this. This book series revolves around Jude. She's such a cool female main character. Her parents were murdered, and then they basically had to move into the High Court of Fairy. You basically meet Prince Cardan. It's an enemies to lover and fantasy book. It was so amazing. Jude was so sneaky and tricky throughout this book, and her goal is to sort of like invade the High Court. She wants a place in the High Court, but she has to defy a bunch of people to get to it. I gave this 4 stars. I almost gave it 5. Overall, the whole series is 5 stars for me, but then I get into a huge book slump, and by that I mean literally on Goodreads, I finished this book on the 10th, and then I started In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle on the 26th. I literally decided in my last vlog to pick up this book because I needed like maybe a palate cleanser, and Rebecca Searle's books are not long at all, and she writes very easily, very casually. This is basically about a girl named Dani. She's a lawyer. She has her next 5 years planned out in her head perfectly, but she has this dream one night and she wakes up with a man who is not her husband and finds out they're married, and a whole bunch of different stuff like that is going on, and she wakes up and has to kind of figure out what's going on from there. So then basically this book, you follow Dani through the next 5 years of her life, and you see kind of where she ends up, who she ends up with. This one kind of had plot twists too, because I was feeling it all the way until the end. My mom also read this book because I bought it for her birthday, and I had to go up to her and be like, she ended up with, like, how did that happen? Also, why? Because it really just got thrown in there. So I had to give it the 4 stars for that, because, you know, you're kind of expecting something to happen the whole book, and she just like how did you end up with him? I ended off the month super strong with The Wicked King, which is the second book in the Folk of the Air series. I think that's what it's called. Also by Holly Black, and also a 4-star read. This is obviously just a continuation. Jude has sort of done something to the High King in the second book. She's sort of bound to him now. She's dealing with politics and she's dealing with alliances, but she basically finds out in the story, someone tells her that someone very close to her is going to betray her, or actually they already have. That's kind of the premise of this story. It's crazy that I had just a whole month of 4-star reads. That usually never happens, but they were all so good. I am now out of my reading slump, so grateful because I'm reading amazing books. And a little sneak peek of what I'm reading now. I have to show it because look at this edition. I got the holiday edition. It has black sprayed edges, just like how the one that originally came out did. I hate hardcover books. I don't know, something about them. They're bulky and I'd rather just have like all paperback books. But I saw this at Target, and first of all, originally it would have been like $35 at Barnes & Noble. I got this for 30% off. This just in my mind was the perfect deal, and I just posted it on Bookstagram today. I just also thought I should show you what I'm currently reading. I'm absolutely eating it up. I'm on page 136, so hoping to get more of that done tonight. But I also need to plan out 12 more video ideas. Wait, math is not mathing. I have to plan out 10 more video ideas. Thank you for watching as always, and if you have any recommendations of what I should film next or anything, you could leave it in the comments of my Instagram or this video. I will see you in the next one.